Margaret Kahn was never the kind of person people noticed. She wasn't loud. She didn't chase attention. She didn't sit in glass offices or lead flashy presentations. But behind the scenes, she was the reason deals didn't collapse. Midway Systems was a billion-dollar tech company, fast, aggressive, and full of ambitious people. And somewhere in the middle of that chaos was Margaret. Quiet, precise, invisible. Where it all began. Margaret wasn't always this quiet. As a child, she used to ask questions. A lot of them. Her father was a small-time lawyer who always told her, a contract is not just paper. It's power. But one mistake, one clause he failed to read, destroyed everything they had. That day, Margaret learned something most people never do. The smallest line can change everything. And she made a promise to herself. She would never miss a detail again. Years later, the corporate world. 7 years at Midway Systems. Dozens of contracts. Millions of dollars protected. Zero recognition. People used her work. But never her name. She didn't complain. She just kept working. Then came Carter Lane. Carter Lane, the new VP. Confident. Charismatic. Ruthless. He had a simple philosophy. If someone works hard, use them. If something succeeds, take credit. If someone is quiet, ignore them. Margaret fit perfectly into that last category. The $80 million deal. One morning, Carter announced a massive deal. Midway Systems would sell a major part of its AI division. Value? $80 million. The office buzzed with excitement. Investors were ready. The board was impressed. Carter was already acting like a hero. The real work begins. Carter called Margaret into his office. I need this contract flawless. Margaret nodded. It will be. And she meant it. The long nights. While everyone else went home, Margaret stayed. Reading. Revising. Cross-checking. Every clause. Every number. Every risk. But something didn't feel right. The suspicion. The deeper she went, the clearer it became. The deal wasn't clean. Some terms were vague. Ownership structures were risky. If this deal went through blindly, Midway could lose far more than it gained. Her silent decision. Margaret had a choice. Speak up and be ignored. Or stay silent and protect the company her own way. So she chose a third option. She built a safeguard. The hidden clause. Buried deep in the contract. Written in precise legal language. Was a clause. Clause no one noticed. It stated, the final authority to approve or veto the deal belonged to the primary drafting legal authority. That person, Margaret Kahn. The betrayal. 2 days before the deal, Carter called her in. The room felt cold. We're restructuring, he said casually. Margaret looked at him. And, you're no longer needed. Silence filled the room. Margaret asked quietly, after everything I've done? Carter smirked. Don't take it personally. You were just support staff. Then he said the words that would change everything. She's just a footnote. The turning point. That night, Margaret didn't cry. She opened her father's old notebook and read one line. Power belongs to the one who understands the contract. She closed it and whispered, now I understand. The disappearance. The next day, she vanished. No calls. No emails. No trace. Carter didn't care. The deal was about to close. Nothing could stop it. Or so he thought. The day everything changed. The conference room was filled with power. Executives. Investors. Lawyers. Everyone ready to finalize the deal. Carter stood at the head of the table. Today we make history. Applause filled the room. Pens were lifted. And then, the door opened. Her return. Margaret walked in. Calm. Steady. Unshaken. The room went silent. Carter's face darkened. You're not allowed here. Margaret met his gaze. Oh, I am. The moment of truth. She placed a file on the table. Before you sign, read page 47. Annoyance turned into confusion. What is this? One investor asked. Margaret replied. The part you didn't read. The clause. The lawyer flipped the pages and began reading, word by word. The atmosphere changed. until he reached the line. And everything stopped. The shock. Margaret Kahn holds sole veto authority over this transaction. Silence. Absolute silence. Carter froze. That's impossible. Margaret's voice was calm. You signed it. The collapse. Panic spread across the room. Investors whispered. Executives argued. The deal was dead. $80 million. Gone. The fallout. Within days. The board launched an investigation. Investors demanded answers. Media caught the story. Headline. $ATM deal blocked by fired employee. Carter's downfall. The truth came out. Carter had rushed the deal. Ignored legal review. Signed without reading. And now, he paid the price. He was fired. Publicly. The same way he had dismissed Margaret. The offer. A week later, Margaret received a call. Come back. Lead the entire legal department. Double salary. Full authority. Everything she was denied before. Her final choice. She thought about it. Then she said one word. No. The final scene. A small office. Clean. Quiet. Focused. On the door. Footnote legal. And beneath it. The details you ignore define your fate.